Guys, we've got an X-play that just happened, and got triple Halo CMEs headed this way too. So somebody give me a 5 for 5, and we will get started. This is going to be a very short stream, 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll come back later on tonight and give you guys a really in-depth, not really in-depth, but a more in-depth picture of what's going on. So, yeah. Now, guys, we've had lots of things going on, so don't, let your guard down here. And nothing like, I'm not saying grid down or anything like that, okay? I'll just say that first and foremost. But yeah, so if you guys could give me a 5 for 5 in there, and I would much appreciate it if we can get one of those, if it's possible. Hey, we've been praying for you, Jammer. Brother, for real. Been thinking about you a lot, man. If you need to talk or anything, just let me know, okay? Hit me up and we'll talk, alright? But yeah, can somebody give me a 5 for 5 in there real quick so I can keep moving here? Alright, cool. Thank you, single dad in prayer. 4 for 5. Alright, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, working on pipes sucks. I can't stand doing plumbing. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into this. First off, I'd like to say thank you to everybody that's been a member. I'm going to be doing other members only stream. We had a really good time watching the Zoom court, and so we're going to have fun over there. So please join if you want to, and we'll have a great time over there together. It's a new kind of genre on YouTube. It's not really true crime. It's actually court proceedings that they do on Zoom. So, and we're able to watch them. And there's lots of channels out there now that commentate and react and all that kind of thing. So we do that in the members only stream, and we do other things too, obviously. We make emojis and all the above. But yeah. Hey, Jammer, can you do me a favor and text Eileen, Trinity, and Ripper, if you would, and let them know. I put it in the Telegram chat, but this time of day, somebody might not be close to their Telegram. So if you got their whatever, just hit them up, okay? If you would, please. If not, no big deal. Hey, Genius by Birth. Good to see you. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and just get into this. As you guys have noticed, I have changed my intro a little bit, and that is just to accommodate some of the advice I've been given. And it works, and so I'm going to be refining that as I move forward. And I hope you guys enjoy that, and it's a little bit better for everybody, because I'm going to be straight to the point right from the get. Unlike right now, okay? Because I know I'm doing some explaining here, but I think that needs done when I do change the format just a little bit. So most likely I will be doing 2 uploads a day, and it'll be this kind of thing, 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll do a live stream. But I would ask that you guys please come support me on the earlier ones too, the little small ones like I'm doing here, because I know there's an audience for both, really, because my channel just used to be 15, 20-minute videos. So I would just say that. Hey, IG, good to see you. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the space weather. 4 minutes too freaking late, but yeah. I'll get better at it, guys, I promise. I'm working hard at it, and that's a given. But, guys, look, check this out. This is SDO, and what this is, obviously, I actually downloaded the movie tool on this, by the way. So I'll be able to have that on the side now while I'm showing you guys SDO. I just haven't got it set up yet. And what I mean is I'll be able to show you the location of the satellite, where it's at. Okay? So this is the satellite. It's in geosynchronistic orbit. It's always over this part of the planet. Okay? It's in a low Earth orbit, and we know that, right? So, but it always rotates to keep its eye on the sun. So we use this one because we get extreme ultraviolet. It's from our perspective, and they got it in geosynchronistic orbit, so we get pretty much real-time data reception here. Okay? It stays over white sands, and that's where it sends its data to. So that's one of the pluses to this. And we get to see different, how can I say this? Different angstroms of light. So they put a filter on this, and that's what we're seeing here. Okay? And I know right now, guys, it's kind of a weird time, so I get it. But I would really appreciate if you guys could come back and watch this and leave a comment. help this thing get jump started. It is making a difference, just the little changes I've made already. It's amazing, just little stuff can really make a huge thing, and you don't even see it until somebody points it out to you. You know what I mean? So thank you to the person that's been doing that. Hey, Genius by Birth, good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully we can get together and have a members only stream. Hopefully, I want to see, want you to be a part of that. We do have a really good time. So I'm not sure if you were there last time. I don't think you were in there last time, because again, guys, I'm going to be able to schedule that out, a little bit better now, since my daughter's schedule's kind of slowed down a little bit. All right, so we know where this SDO satellite's at, right? But before I show you the actual X-flare itself, here it is on the data. Okay. Also, we are going to be getting hit tomorrow about midday from back-to-back eruptions that already happened, and I think I've already showed you at least one of those. And we'll look at them again here in just a second. But right here, this is an X-flare. This just happened a few minutes ago. Well, a few hours ago. So just so you know that. But as far as the data coming in, I'm just now able to get it to see it. So that's kind of why I waited. You guys know I try to have a little bit more patience than what I used to. That way I come out and give you the right information and don't have to backtrack and worry about correcting myself and all that. And that's also the other reason why I don't forecast. I'm simply just not good enough to do that. I don't have the ability or the knowledge to see the models like they need to be seen to be able to forecast anything. I use my own observations and things like that, but yeah. So anyway, guys, they are forecasting G1, G2. Now, that has actually changed a little bit, so, and I'll explain here in just a minute. But so you got this big flare right here, okay? Right there. Now I know that, and what I'm showing you this is because this is what we've been talking about as far as in your strike zone. This thing is right in front of us. You can literally see the shockwave go through the whole front of the sun, and I'll show it to you on the 211 here in a minute. The whole corona of the sun has a shockwave go right through it. All right, so I'm still waiting on the coronagraphs to update. LASCO C2, over on Soho. We're going to take a look at them anyway, but we don't have too much data on that yet, so we're not going to have a really good blasted coronagraph image yet. I'll have that for you guys later on tonight, so please come back later on. It's going to be about probably 9:30 when I come back on, okay? If you guys could, just please come support me. I know I'm asking, but I want to get this new format going, and I think it's good for everybody. But you got this big X-flare, right? So the next question is, did it produce a CME? Typically, they almost always, X-flares will produce a CME. Not always, though, because I've shown you a few of them as of late that were impulsive. They weren't longer duration, so the plasma didn't leave the sun. That's a big deal, okay? It's a big, important part to understand. So when you got that happening right there, the next thing that you do is you do want to look at a different angstrom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look. I actually haven't even looked at the 304 yet. I didn't think I needed to right away because obviously I seen the X-flare and the time matched up. Okay, so while this thing loads, I'm going to take you over here to HelioViewer, okay? This is the same satellite, but we got Earth scale here, right? And this is not a movie tool, so obviously, hang in there with me. I'm going to take this back a few. Let's go ahead and go to, I think it was 19? I think it was like 48 or 46 maybe. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. So we'll let that load, I guess. I don't know if it just, there it goes. Okay, yeah, so that's it right there, right? So we got that. And here's Earth, guys. This is why I'm showing you this. Look at this. That's Earth. That's the size of Earth. Look at that. That should give you guys a good perspective of what's actually happening here. That's a huge ball of plasma right there Well, that's X-ray what you're seeing, but there is plasma there too that's getting erupted off, and that's what we got to pay attention to, right? So if I bring this back a couple images, let's see what this thing's got for us. A couple, there we go. That's a better image right there, right? So yeah. So we got that happening for us, and I think it's just really cool to have this Earth scale here. Hopefully you guys like that because it definitely is. Yeah, it's a pretty big one. It truly is. That's a pretty big flare. Now I think it came in like at an X2. It's not a, as far as X flares go, you know, it's not like top of the game. But remember, we had back-to-back X flares, X2, X3, that produced CMEs that gave us the big G5 storm back in May. Okay, so it doesn't take, you know, X45 flares to do it. It doesn't have to be that way. We can have a massive filament erupt off and really give us a hit if it's thick enough, if it's dense enough. So that's what I would say, right? We just gotta, you know, just keep our eyes open and be aware, right? So let's do this. I want to show you this too. I do want to show you this sunspot again. Look at this thing. This thing is huge. Okay, that's a big sunspot. Now is that? I don't think that was the newest images. There it is. See how you got a big train of them right here? So, and this sunspot grouping, and there's more than one sunspot here, is communicating with this. And we can see it very, very clearly over here on SDO. So here's the 304. And we'll probably be able to see it communicate here. Let me just grab it like this. Yeah, you can't see it very well there. Now remember, when the sun's the background, it camouflages things. Okay? That's just a fact. You can't really see a whole lot when it's coming right at us. Right? So if I play that again, and guys, listen, this filament here, we're going to have to pay attention to this one, this filament, and in my opinion, this one here especially. Okay? And the reason being is, this filament is laying across the sun right next to this big gigantic sunspot. Okay, so and it's harboring enough energy to blast X flares. So if that thing was to actually erupt like that, it could disrupt this filament, and that filament could get erupted off too. Now up here, obviously, that's a big one too. So I mean, they can erupt at any time. But I do find it interesting. It's almost like you got different sunspot groups over here. And you see how you got this split right down the middle? It's very interesting to me. This is a very unique grouping over here. And, you know, and I'm sure it's probably getting studied. But anyway, so where is it coming from? Where is it going, right? What's happening here? Well, first thing I'm going to tell you guys is the fact that this is not updated yet. It's not. Now, I will say NOAA has updated their forecast. Okay? It's included both of those eruptions from earlier. Okay? I think, was that back on the 7th or was it on the... No, was it? Yeah, it's back here on the 7th. So, but we got 3 of them coming our direction. Okay? Counting the one from this X-flare. So I'm going to show you a couple of the halos here. Now, if you remember my live stream last night, I was telling you guys, listen, I'm not sure if this is coming at us, whatever, right? Well, I'm positive now because the times match up, and we have halo eruptions here, and they're coming at us. These two are coming at us. The NOAA model's showing it. The NASA model won't because it only shows one CME at a time. Unfortunately, that's what we get. But when it sees a new one, it just automatically references that one. And this is a CME detector. It's what this Coronagraph's for. Now, you see that halo right there? That's coming right at us. Okay, now, shortly after that one, watch what happens. And we're only talking just a few hours later. Right there. Okay, now I'm going to back that up a couple images here. Notice how it kind of here first, how bright it got. If you guys ever come over here and look and you see that little brightening, that's because it flared. The light is really, really bright behind that occulter disc, and the occulter disc is doing its job. It's blocking the light so it can even get an image at all. So if we go forward again, there's the other blast. Look at that. We actually have possibility of 4 here, okay? Because I was seeing some stuff in this that, like that right there, okay? If that one there ends up producing a halo, and it could have, that would be 3, number 1, and then it would be 4 with this most recent X flare. So, yeah, that could possibly be what's going on here. We're gonna have to just pay a little bit closer attention and understand that it's gonna take some time. Now, check this out, guys. Sun's flaring again right now. See that? Now, it's probably still on its way up. So we're going to have to pay attention. Now, they'll update this part of the forecasting. They always do. But it's forecasted about midday tomorrow, right? Now, to start, here is that monster sunspot again. But check that out right there. That thing's big too. It's rotating in now too. We've got a lot of stuff we're going to have to watch. So that's what I'm kind of saying here. So this is NOAA's in little spiral model. It's now showing 2 CME hits, okay? And that's exactly what we would expect from what we've seen. So let me grab it here. This gives us 2 days historic data and forecast out 5 days. Obviously, guys, I've told you guys 1,000 times, I do not trust it 5 days out, okay? It always changes. And they can get in a ballpark, I guess, but it's never like right dead nuts, just right on. Now, if you notice that right there, you see what's happening there? There's a CME there, and there is a CME here. Okay, we didn't see this yesterday. This was not part of the model yesterday. This is something new. So, but look what happens here. There's that second CME. Now, the one behind it is moving faster than the one in the front. It actually catches up with that other one here. So if these things are off just a little bit, it could draw them right into us, okay? We're just going to have to pay attention. Now, I do think that both of these are going to hit. I think they're fairly good here with this forecast. I actually agree with that. Most of the time I do, because a lot of times I'll say, hey, I think NOAA's going to come out and say this, that, and the third. And then the next thing you know, my next stream, yeah, they said exactly what I just said. Now, I want to point something out here, guys. They've upped the speed of this. Okay? So it's coming faster than what was initially thought. So typically that will mean a harder hit. So we're just going to have to pay attention. Yesterday when I showed this was 0 to 700. Right? So, yeah. Okay. Now, what I do want to do here, guys, I want to show you a couple more things. And I'm going to go ahead and just pop off. And I'll come back later with the more in-depth live stream. But I do want to, give you guys a little bit of a heads up here on what's going on here. So, CME. Now, guys, all this solar weather directly affects when we have flares over top of hurricanes. We see it all the time and intensifies. Guess what? What else does solar or space weather have an effect on that they can't really use all that well yet? Earthquakes, right? So they're changing they're producing models and stuff now to bridge that gap, and I show you the model all the time. That would be the Geoelectric model, and it's the geoelectric fields at the surface. Okay, that's what you're seeing here. That's what this is representing, and it's showing you space weather's effect on unnatural electrical components like wires, wall switches, anything electrical that isn't naturally there. If you guys ever want to know what something is trying to represent over here, especially on NOAA, all you got to do is go down here and read it. It's there. Now, if you don't understand the wording, please come ask. I'll try my best to help you, okay? But yeah, so, and I'm doing this is a live stream too, guys. It may work better for me to do an uploaded video in the future, to do so I can really edit it down to 10 minutes and kind of stop it. Because that's really what my goal is, 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm already over that. But I was giving you guys some explanation on why the format's changing here a little bit. But as you can tell here, guys, this is interesting. I don't think I've seen this model do this before, guys. This is extremely interesting to me. Huh. We'll be talking about this later on in the live stream. Okay? Later on tonight. So please come back to hear what I got to say about this. It just looks like the signatures are staying very constant here. Nothing's really moving a whole lot unless you get up here. It usually doesn't do that. That's like a constant, like, continuous. Yeah. Very odd. I've not seen this model do this. So, and they're using it to bridge a gap for forecasting on earthquakes, guys. That's why that thing is there. Okay. Now, over here at Dr. Tony Phillips, spaceweather.com, show you guys this. I'll show it to you guys almost every live stream. So, yeah. I've already talked about this, but something has changed here a little bit. Okay. Earlier, before, this has been changed. Okay. This top paragraph. Because they were saying G2 to G3. So I'm having a feeling they're probably going to reverse back to that because of all this other stuff happening. So, and if that first CME is traveling faster, okay, than what they thought at initial forecast, then I bet you that that's going to get a little harder hit. Okay? But yeah. Is that the power map? No, that was the geoelectric field map, Jammer. It's showing you the electrical fields, the geoelectrical field at the surface. But no, it's not the power outage map or anything. I've been having some weird kind of electrical problems today anyway, but I don't think it has any. I guess it could have something to do with this, but most likely not. But I'll show you the X-flare here on the D region absorption model. And so what we're seeing here, guys, you're going to see the bullseye signature right there. Okay, now let me just say this. Typically, earthquake activity will uptick every time we have some sort of solar weather. There's usually some sort of a lag or a delay in the activity. We've been having earthquake activity now pretty consistent for over a week. And I know that there was a big one over in Japan today. Matter of fact, they said it was the first time they issued that heavy of a earthquake warning. First time ever. And maybe it's a new thing that they've added. I don't know. But also, we're having swarms over here in California. Get over and check out Ron at Emergency Management Associates. IG, if she's still in here. If you guys could, drop that link in there for everybody if you guys want to. Ron's a mod here, too. So if he's in here, he can put his own link in there. If not, somebody else, please grab Ron's link and throw it in the chat. Really appreciate that. But anyway, this is R3 radio blackouts. Okay, it's significant. Okay, that's the bottom level of an X-flare. R3 radio blackouts. So anybody in this area here was trying to use ham radios and things like that was probably having some propagation issues. And there is a propagation model, and I'll probably start showing it to you, but I'm not going to show it to you right now. I may show it to you in the next stream because it does show the broken lines when there are propagation issues going on. So remember, our ionosphere, we have to have those particles in our ionosphere for those radio waves to bounce off of so we can propagate a signal anyway. But when we get too many of them, yeah, like a geomagnetic storm, they come down lower, and the lower it goes, the less propagation you have. And that's a very basic, and Jammer's a ham radio operator anyway. Thank you, IG. I appreciate you. 100%. Awesome sauce, baby. Awesome sauce. I love my mods, guys. Be nice to them, okay? You know that It's such a thankless job. It truly is. And you know, I just don't even know. Hey, Vicky, good to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute. All right, everyone, been absent for a minute due to events beyond. Let's read what you got here. Come back later on for my longer live stream, Vicky. We'll have us a little sit down talk. You know what I'm saying? Come on in and let your hair down. Ain't that what they used to say back in the day? Anyway, so yeah. Okay, yeah. Did you ever figure out how to become a member, Vicky? I know you were asking me. If you're having issues with that, email me and I'll try to help you, okay? Yeah. I'll make sure that you're good, okay? Just because I want you there to... You've been here so long, it just isn't right to not have you in the memberships. But anyway. Hey, Hilly. Good to see you, bud. Thank you for putting that in there, IG. Let's go ahead and put it back up there for a minute. Is that showing up at all? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Okay. It is. All right, guys. But that's pretty much just the kind of ballpark, I guess, or just a little intro to what we're going to be talking about later on tonight. It does give you the main part of the information anyway, and we got a couple hours for them back here anyway, so there's a chance that we could have other things happening. Okay? Matter of fact, I would almost guarantee it. We really are having a lot of solar activity right now. And Genius by Bird, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I'm not sure if you're still in. Hey, Ripper, good to see you, bud. Kim Possible, what's up? How long have I been going? About a half hour? So I don't really want to go much over 30 minutes here. Guys, I'm trying to really get that down, and there's a reason. I'm trying to grow the channel, okay? And I'm leaning on people that know how to do that. And I'm telling you, I can't tell him thanks enough. A lot of the people I'm talking to, because it's helping. I was making mistakes that I didn't realize it was a mistake, and I think just the small changes I've made in the past 2 or 3 days, it's made a difference in the subscribers. It's made a difference in how people are reacting to the videos, because I'm not doing the whole long drawn out stuff, stopping every 5 minutes saying thank you. I got your point, guys. Okay. And I'm addressing it, and I'm trying to do the best I can with this. But I'm going to need your support. Come back and watch both streams. This may not end up being a stream at the end of the day. This may end up being like uploaded video, okay? Because I can edit it down, and I can get it to 10 minutes, probably 10 or 15. And that's good for people that are having a time, issue. And let me say something there, too. It was brought to my attention that you got to come and look at this like you're watching YouTube, right? As a creator, we oftentimes forget that. So if I'm not going to click on a video unless it's doing certain things, why would I expect you guys to? You see what I'm saying there? So I got to put myself on the other side for a second and figure out what I need to do to keep the channel growing. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. And we got to support everybody. I'm trying to do some cross-genre stuff that's going to bring people that don't even have a clue what space weather is. I'm going way outside my genre just to see if I can't cross-genre stuff to get people's eyes here and over there. Hopefully you guys will go wherever I'm going there, right? It's never going to be nothing bad because I won't send you someplace bad. It just won't happen. I'm not going to let nobody be jerks to you. So, okay, guys. But I will be back later on. Let's see if this thing is updated yet real quick before I get out of here. Let's check out the 8th here. One more chance here. See what we got. Come on, come on. Come on. Oh, I seen it. You guys see it? See it? That's the last image we got. That is going to be a Halo CME. Lines up with the time frame, guys. So yes, that did produce the CME. It's coming at us. I would guess that the models are going to change. And I would guess that they're probably going to up their forecasting to a little bit stronger than what they thought initially, because of new stuff happening. Not because they made a mistake, but yeah. So I'm going to try to be back here, guys, around 9:30, and maybe closer to 10. I don't know yet. I will be posting probably an hour or two, probably about an hour or so before I go live. I'll try to have a thumbnail up. I do that on purpose because what happens is if I post that like that, a half hour before the time frame, before the stream's supposed to start, YouTube will actually send another notification to you guys. So you gotta get, you're kind of double dipping. You get the 1.5 hour before if you don't change the time on your video, right? And then you'll get the, hey, he just went live. That thing, right? So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I am just so humbled each and every time, guys, that you guys help. You know, I'm, Genius by Birth and Deep Quake and AA Ron and Kay and just everybody. Anybody that's spent $2 here getting a membership, or 3 or 4, whatever it is. I appreciate it. Yeah. I never thought in my life somebody would want to do that, to listen to what I have to say. And I'm serious about that. That's the God's honest truth. Thought that was funny, Ricky. Hey, Genius, thank you. Wow. You didn't need to do that. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. $20 super sticker. Thanks for being me. I appreciate you. I really do. And guys, when I say things like that, I mean it. I'm not just saying it because it sounds good. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Stephanie, you got another account, right? Because I think you use the same icon. And I'm not saying anything about that. I just want to know, make sure that that's you when I talk to you. Because I think that's what... Hey, Trish, good to see you. Hey, Carol. No problem. Hey, Carol, I am going to be going live again in a few hours. Just so you know. But guys, I like that little... Do you guys like that? That little live chat highlight thing there? I think it's pretty cool. I like it. I like how they added all that little extra for people that donate and stuff like that. See, watch this. I'll put a regular one up there. It doesn't have all that, right? Hey, Tab, good to see you. Ain't seen you in a minute. AK forever in my heart. Good. Ain't seen you in a minute either. Cindy Lou, Laura K. Wow. See, guys, this is what happens when I do something outside my normal hours. I start seeing people that I haven't seen in a minute. So, but anyway, guys, I really do appreciate you. Regurgitating the 9 o'clock news. That's such a cool name. I've been broke, but I'm going to pay for it. Hey, listen, man. Don't worry about that stuff, brother. I don't want anybody ever to become a member if you've got other stuff going on. Don't ever feel bad about that. Ever. Please. That makes me feel bad. So please don't do that, okay? I just want you to be, let me say this. All the space weather stuff that I talk about is going to get said on my regular streams. The member stuff is just extra stuff. So email me and we'll try to work something out, okay? I wish I could choose who gets the gifted memberships. Well, I do and I don't, because people would get mad. That's why they don't let us do it. So if you're active in the chat and somebody gets memberships, the most active get that membership. That's how the algorithm works. So when I do gift a membership out, like during one of my streams, which I'll probably do later on tonight, I'll give you guys a 5 or 10 minute warning. That way you guys can just start blasting the chat. It helps the channel. It helps get the word out. Plus, it's helping somebody get a membership. So we'll work something out, man, for real. Okay? So don't feel bad. All right, guys. I am going to get out of here, okay? Like I said 12 minutes ago. So, love you, Hilly. Everybody else. Cul-de-sac, what's up? If anybody sees Flamin' Jackson, tell him I love him. I ain't seen him in a minute. Back at you, Vicky. Back at you. I try to be that way. I try to be a positive influence, and there's so much darkness and negativity in this world. I don't want to add to it. It just makes me sick, some of the stuff I see. And that's why I'm showing you guys the Zoom court stuff over there, because we're able to see not only when people do crazy, stupid stuff and have to be held accountable for it, but guess what? There's good things that happen in them courtrooms too. Stuff that will just inspire you beyond anything you could ever imagine. I'm serious. I'm serious about that. I've seen judges cry on stream because it was a military guy and he was getting kicked out of his apartment and they weren't helping him and all this other things, and the judge had his hands tied, couldn't do much for it, and it was a big ordeal, you know. So when we see those things, we get real. That's what we do. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. Aloha, Mark from France. Hey, Laura, thank you. Thank you so much. That's really, guys, you guys are just freaking awesome. My wife says thank you too. Okay, guys. She's the driver behind this. I just want you guys to know that. I'm just talking. So, everything I got right in front of me, everything she took care of. Okay? So, just know that. She's awesome. But thank you guys. And so she says thank you too. And she appreciates you. And my whole family does. So, it's making a big difference in my life. I just want you guys to know that, okay? So I'll be back later. This thing went way longer than I thought. So I may have to switch to a uploaded video, but I'm gonna try not to. I want to do it live so we can still talk. You know, you guys can talk in the chat. I may just have to concentrate, get through the space weather, and then, you know, after that, 10 to 15 minutes, we're done. That's the whole goal here. I'm trying to hit other people that don't have time. People that are already here. They don't watch all the time because my live streams are about an hour long and they don't have an hour. You know what I mean? So I understand. So, all right, guys. God bless. Yahusha saves, and as always, come back later on tonight. I'll be there. You can drink this Kool-aid.